Thank you for your interest in ESET's Managed Detection and Response service. In the next few minutes, we will guide you through the ESET MDR Service dashboard and show you how ESET MDR Service, during constant monitoring and checking the detections provided by ESET's XDR solution, ESET Inspect, identified an ongoing attack and created an incident. We will also show you what can be seen in the dedicated ESET MDR dashboard in ESET Protect console and the details of the attack as well. By default, every ESET MDR customer will encounter the dedicated ESET MDR dashboard right upon logging into the ESET Protect console. The main area of focus is the incident styles, where the summary of the incidents is shown categorized by severity. Top Unresolved Incidents list focuses on incidents that are currently under investigation or require further actions. You can check the details of the incident, and if more admins monitor the environment, the incident can be assigned to one of them for further investigation. To find out the overall status of incidents, this graph will provide a useful and quick overview. The graph can be easily adjusted by toggling to see different statuses. Top Impacted Devices widget, as the name suggests, shows the endpoints that have invoked the most incidents, generating steps leading to malicious activity or triggering alarm by suspicious behavior. ESET MDR provides 24/7 monitoring and threat hunting. Security experts are collecting and checking the flow of events, evaluating and triaging the detections. Such detections can seem completely harmless on their own, but when ordered in the correct timeline, an attack pattern can be identified. Enabling ESET MDR will cover the requirement of having a dedicated person on customer side who has the time and skills to identify these malicious activities. Incidents Pipeline is focusing primarily on showing the number of all detections checked and the number of those that were part of an incident. Incidents in Time represents the trends of attacks and the timeline of suspicious activities in the selected time frame. Each section of the dashboard will forward the selected item into the ESET Inspect console, where additional details are provided. Like now, by clicking the tile showing the high severity incidents, we can see the details of the attack and what was done by the service. You can use the graph to quickly get into the picture by checking what computers, executables and processes were involved in the incident and how. The tabs in the Incidents view can then help you better understand what happened and how the situation was handled. The Timeline tab, for example, shows the chronological order of the events that led to the incident being created just a few minutes later, and the affected computer being isolated from the network immediately afterwards. And, perhaps most importantly, you can see the explanation of what happened, promptly written by the ESET analyst that investigated the incident. In the next tab, you can review the individual detections that triggered this incident or were added to it. And the Computers tab shows you the affected computers. In our case, it was just the one, perhaps thanks to being promptly isolated from the network. The other tabs contain lists of involved executables and processes and are a great gateway to further investigation that would be carried out in other views, such as the process details, individual detections, and of course the process tree. Back in the ESET Protect console, the dashboard acts as a living organism, so its content is constantly changing. And finally, the summary of the activities done by the ESET MDR service can be viewed in the dedicated Reports section. The service sends the report to the login email by default, however this can be changed or further expanded by other recipients. You will find the monthly and weekly reports in the ESET MDR Reports section. In the settings, you will find the option to choose the language and the required time zone, along with the possibility to add additional email addresses. The report can be generated and downloaded immediately as well, by selecting the desired report type. The report should provide an overview of the security issues. Weekly reports are generated and sent on Mondays, while monthly reports on the first day of the month, and will deliver information about the last month. The reports will be enhanced by descriptions, where the tile or widget information is not straightforward, an explanation is provided. Incident Overview will collect the summary of incidents divided to categories by severities. The tile will show the progress of incidents and their statuses. Device telemetry gives overall information about the handled environment, while in connection status there will be listed the activity of those endpoints which are visible for ESET Protect. That means how many devices were offline and for how long. In ESET MDR, the majority of incident creation will be handled by the service, but if the user or users create their own incidents, the report will reflect those activities as well. Top 10 resolved incidents will list the incidents created and responded to by the service, ranked by severity and by the number of impacted devices. The top 10 unresolved incidents tile will list those incidents where additional activities are needed to confirm or reject the threat identification in the environment. Usually these are genuine processes, that means these incidents are waiting to be confirmed as false positives. Response action tile is identical with the widget found in the dashboard. However, this information will reflect the numbers in the given time frame, and the top impacted devices part of the report will help identify the most attention-generating endpoints. Top 5 detection categories enumerate the most common sources of detections. The detection categories by date will then further enrich this data.